Shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Dawud from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this lesson dealing with the Most High, dealing with only the children of Israel, all right? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Got quite a bit of scriptures to get through, so I'm going to just jump right on into it. All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 54. It says, "And after these, Adam also, whom thou hast made as Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people of whom thou hast chosen." All right? So out of all the people, on the face of the earth, a lot of people say this, well, we all come from Adam, even one more better, you can go down all the way down to Noah, because we know that through the flood, only Noah and his 3 sons and all of their wives were the survivors. The whole earth was repopulated after that. All right. So, but what you see through there was a choice that was made from through Shem. All right. And all the way on down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. It says, "After these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen." So the Most High has his chosen people, all right? Even out of all the people that come from out of Adam, the Most High has his own chosen. It says, "All of this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou hast made us the world for our sake. As for the other people which also come from Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel." So, basically going into these other nations, you got to compare and contrast. You got one group of people and another group of people. You had the ones that was chosen out of the great multitude of people. All right. Now the rest of this great multitude of people. All right. Basically, like the scripture said, they are nothing. They're less than nothing. They're like spittle. All right. Or a drop of you got a bucket of water and a little small drop splash out. You're not worried about trying to save that one little drop and put it back in the bucket, because you got a whole bucket. All right. Verse 57, "And now, Yahweh, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to lord over us and devour us. But we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess the inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?" All right. So these people basically that's been reputed as nothing, less than nothing, all right, basically have begun to lord over us, But if the world was made for our sake, how come they ruling over us? Well, there was a time and a place for everything, all right? This was like the scriptures say, Jacob not willing to go off, but that the purpose of the Most High might stand. He has a will and a plot for everything, all right? But nevertheless, and he's fair and balanced. We about to rule over the whole planet forever, all right? How much more the fact that these other nations, how much, balance would that be if we just lord over all these people? Not just that, the Lord is teaching us good and evil, all right? Through what? Us falling off from breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, all right? We wanted to find out what will happen if we broke the law, statutes, commandments, and went off. Now we learn in judgment, all right? And then we're going to live out what? In righteousness soon, all right? Going over to 2nd Ezra chapter 5, verse 23. "And said, O Yahweh, thou bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and of all the trees thou hast chosen thee one vine, and of all the lands of the whole world thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily, and of all the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all the builded cities thou hast hallowed Zion unto thyself, and of all the fowls thou hast named thee one dove, and of all the cattle thou hast made thou hast provided thee one sheep. And among all the multitude of people, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people whom thou hast lovest, thou gavest a law approved of all." So out of everything that the Most High made, he wanted taking, a favorite out of all these things. Out of all the birds, he got a bird to himself. Out of all the trees, so on and so forth. How much more the people? Out of all the people, he got one people to himself to show forth his own praises, to show forth his praise and his glory. All right. Let me see. From there, we're going to go to Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 7. It says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations. Ask thy fathers, and he will show thee. Ask thy elders, and they will tell thee. When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, and we separated the sons of Adam, all right, which we was just reading. He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. All right. So Jacob being, like I like to say, the Most High's piece of the pie. You got a pie cut up in a bunch of different slices. You know what I'm saying? You got your piece of the pie, right? The children of Israel is the Most High's piece of the pie. All right. It says, he found him in a desert land and in a waste howling wilderness. He led him about. He instructed him. He kept him as the apple of his eye. All right. Like saying that's like the one thing that you see, you know, when you look out of your eye, you know, you look at that first and foremost, you know, like a man with his wife and his kids, right? You know, you got a wife and like 4 or 5 kids, right? And let's say you in a state of being now where you don't have any transportation, you done came up on some money and now you need to buy transportation, right? Well, one of your wishes growing up was to always have a motorcycle. That's what you want. You want a motorcycle. You want to go fast on a motorcycle, this and that. But what? Now you got to think about your family, because the family and the kids is the apple of your eye now. The decisions you making with them in mind. All right. So, well, shit, I can't get a motorcycle because I want a motorcycle. All right. I got to think about, I can't put 4 or 5 kids on the back of a motorcycle and carry my wife on that. You know, I can't carry groceries and baby bags and all this with that. I need to go get me something that can carry all them with. Maybe a minivan. Even though I don't want no minivan. I don't like the minivan, but I got to think about my family and my kids first, before, you know, the decisions that I'm making. Same with a house. You know, that same man wouldn't want to try to move in with his buddy and sleep on his buddy's couch when he's got a wife and some kids, you know. He's like, nah, I need to go get a house or somewhere, you know, with enough rooms for my wife and family, you know. It says, actually, let me just go to the next precept. This is Jeremiah 10:16. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. All right. So, you know, Jacob is not like the rest of these, you know, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans stand out amongst all these other nations on the planet Earth. You know, like they would say, we the ones got the juice, you know, because why? We the Most High's piece of the pie. You know, we the ones that he put all not to say all his things on, but he basically gave us the juice to show forth his praises. All right. You know, we supposed to be his representation on earth, you know, so people look at us like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What's up with these people? You know, so like, there's something special about these people. You know, there must be a God amongst them. Something must, you know, when you look at our law, statutes, commandments, if we were to keep those, people would know that there's something bright about us because of the way we did our things and the things that we did. You know, they're like, damn, these are some, like in modern days today, they're like, damn, these are some real intelligent, elite, informed people. They know all the business. You know what I'm saying? But yet and still, you know, because of why? We the Most High's piece of the pie. You know, we the ones that he chose to show forth his praise. All right. Jeremiah 51:19. It says, the portion of Jacob is not like them. All right. So Jacob is not like the rest of these people on planet Earth. All right. For he is the former of all things. All right. And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thought I just read that. But nevertheless, I read something, you know, basically similar to this, but nevertheless, it's saying the same thing. You know, Jacob is not like the rest of these people on earth. You know, we go all the way back to the ancient of days. You know, we the former of all things. All right. And we again, going back to, you know, the Most High's piece of the pie. We the ones that he was set forth that we would show forth his praise and his glory. All right. This is Isaiah 43:1. But now, thus saith Yahweh, that have created thee, O Jacob, and that has formed thee, O Israel. All right. The Most High speaking into how do I say, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. All right. So he says he called us by his name. All right. And said that we are also, you know, you are mine. All right. Let me jump down. Verse 10, you are my witness, saith Yahweh. All right, look at all the things that the Most High have done for us in the past in the scriptures. All right, then look at what the Most High has done for us in the past, what we can remember in modern days today. Look at your own life, what the Most High has done for you. Now look at these other nations around you. All right, look at your history. You've been stripped down and brought to bear and reprogrammed to be basically a straight nigga, a straight savage, but yet you starting to thrive and shine over the whole planet Earth. Everybody want to be you when you was programmed to be basically to go off. You was programmed just to be that, to go off, but yet you have people wanting to be like you. You got the Edomites who was in their heaven at the top of the top trying to be like you. It says, ye are my witness, saith Yahweh, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no power formed, neither shall there be after me. All right. I wanted to read one more. Let me see. Verse 21, this people have I formed for myself, they shall show forth my praise. All right, so again, these people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the reason that they shining forth, and you see them shining like that is because why? They showing forth that, when people look like, damn, there must be a God. Look at these people, look at what they're like gods. You see that in sports and stuff like that, they be making up all kind of different things. Listen, when dealing with so-called, when they say talking about black people, really the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, but whenever in history or science or whatever they talking about black folks, they can never give us the credit because why? It will show forth that there is a power in the world. Because just look at anything that contribute to us. They always say the most bizarre shit, in sports. Well, this comedian Bill Burr got a funny joke about that. It's called a quick twitch. And they got this quick twitch. They always try to make some kind of excuse for why so-called Negroes be dominating in the sports world, they got this quick twitch. They make up some kind of crazy shit. Nah, it's not because of that. All right. It's because we the children of the Most High. We're going to show forth this praise. All right. The pyramids in Egypt. Oh, we don't know how they built the pyramids in Egypt, so on and so forth. Or the account of it is in the scriptures. All right. Not just that. Some aliens came down with alien technology and made the pyramids because why? You can't recreate it and you don't know what it was for. All right. Them same people that was over there in Egypt that built them pyramids made it like almost the same damn things over on this side, the so-called Hispanics, all right? But yet and still they'd be like, oh, well, no, they had to come down from the sky, some sky people, some aliens, and so on and so forth. Like, nah, see, you can't just tell the world these so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're the children of the Most High, all right? And they have a connection with an almighty power, But nevertheless, they don't want to tell the rest of these people that because, wow, obviously we would just get into our positions. We would be over top of them. They would have no choice but to bow down. We knew that they knew that we was the gods of the universe, more or less to say. But what? We know that the scriptures had to take place. We will fall and be in captivity under our oppressors because of why? We, broke the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. That was on our bad, Going to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6. It says, for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh thy power, for Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are on the face of the earth. All right. So going into this, a holy people, a separate people. All right. Separated holy unto the Most High. All right. That he chose, this is something that the Most High, he chose you and separated you, put you aside for himself. Be like, you know what? I'm going to set this aside for my own self, And it says to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. All right. So, hey, that's our position. He chose us to be above all the other people on the face of the earth. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. And this is a collective thing. We're not just saying, oh, the so-called black man reigns supreme over everything. Nah, the so-called Native Americans and the so-called Latinos, those are our brothers too, man. We all Israelites. All right. And we're coming back together, putting those breaches together. We're not going to be separated in two different kingdoms. You're not going to have a kingdom of Israel no more and a kingdom of Judah no more. We're going to be the whole house of Israel. All right. But it says, verse 7, Yahweh did not set his love upon you, nor choose you because you are more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. But because Yahweh loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn with your fathers, hath Yahweh brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. So the Most High didn't choose us because we was more in number or we had the juice. You know what I'm saying? You know how you playing kickball or something, you pick all the good kids or whatever, whatnot, you know, or you playing, you know, just some regular football or basketball game, and you want to go and pick all the people that's actually on some official teams. You're like, yeah, we're going to dominate. Nah, the Most High didn't choose us like that. Nah, we was the fewest of all people, all right? He chose us because of the covenants he made with our forefathers, all right? So continuing on. This is Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 14. It says, behold, the heavens and the heavens of heavens is Yahweh's. Is Yahweh's thy power. The earth also with all therein is. Only Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seeds after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. So again, reiterating what we just read in Deuteronomy 7. All right. Hey, the Most High, look, first and foremost, everything is the Most High's, but he chose you to be a special people above all the other people on the earth. All right. Not just did he choose our fathers, but he chose the seeds of our fathers and their seeds after them, even unto this day. So, hey, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, we always read about how the Most High blessed them, but it didn't just stop with Jacob. Jacob passed the blessing on down to what? His children, the Israelites, which those children passed it on down to their children, so on and so forth, even unto the same day. That's you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? This is the book of Jeremiah 31:1. And at the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the power of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. So again, the Most High saying, look, right now we scattered into two different kingdoms and things like that. But what? You're not going to have a separation between the northern and the southern kingdom. You're not going to have bickering and backering between the families or brethren and things like that, the tribes. But what? We're going to all serve one power, and we're going to all be one people. All right? Jeremiah 31:1. And at the same time, saith Yahweh, will I be the power of all the families of Israel, and they shall be my people. And there's just another cut. The scripture don't read, and I will be the God of all the families of the earth. No, it says, I will be the God of all the families of Israel. All right. And that word God goes back into that power. He's going to be our power, our strength. All right. He's going to be the one that we look unto. All right. Esau, so-called white man, his power is what? His sword and his tongue. Whenever he wants some shit done, he go first of all to his lying tongue deceiving. And if that don't work, he go to his sword. All right. Okay, from there we're gonna go to I think I might skip. No, I didn't skip anything. All right, from there we're gonna go to Psalms 94 and verse 14. It says, "For Yahweh will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance." All right, so as a cut to these Christians and things like that. Well, or God cast out Israel. Yeah, we did get cast. It's like a parent to their child. Yeah, we put them on punishment. We took away all their stuff, but that's still my child. Or even a little older child. A parent might kick their kid out. I think that happened with that with the rapper Biggie, right? I think that happened in that movie. His mom came in and found like some cocaine up under his bed or something like that, and she wound up kicking him out. But you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with us. It's not like, oh, I kicked you out, you ain't my son no more. Nah, I'm kicking you out because you're going to have to learn. You ain't going to be bringing me through this and that. You need some discipline. But at the end of the day, like you seen in that movie, and I mean, that's really a real story, but you know what I'm saying? She still loved her child, no matter what was going on or what, she had to put him out or discipline her child. She still loved her child. That's still her child. Same with us. Even though we was disciplined and things like that, we was, the Most High turned his back on us and things like that because we went off, not because he just wanted to, he was just tripping. Nah, we went off. We turned our back on him first. All right. But you know what I'm saying? He said that he would see what our latter end would be, but yet and still he punished us for a short amount of time, but yet he's going to come back and have mercy unto us. So he never cut his people off. All right. For Yahweh, Psalm 94:14, for Yahweh will not cast off his people, neither will he forsake his inheritance. So he's never going to wind up cutting his people off, to the fact of where, I created Israel to be my people, but then they keep fucking up, and now I'm about to go choose like the Moabites or the so-called white man or anything like that. This is I don't know. Slack, give me 1 second. This is Isaiah 41:8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. All right. So again, going back into who the Most High chose as his people is who? Israel, the children of Israel. All right. It says, verse 9, thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof. Because why? We were scattered into the four corners of the earth according to the curses that will fall upon us if we broke the law, statutes, commandments, which we did, and i.e. we scattered into the four corners of the earth this day. It says, to whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. So he chose us and he didn't cast us away. All right. He turned so-called put us on punishment or kicked us out the house. But yet and still, that's still that's still my so-called son. Right. As a father, you know what I'm saying? Your son in the house selling dope out the house, not following after your rules, and you kick him out the house, whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And something happened to your son. You kick your son out the house, for selling dope. Y'all get into a heated argument. He storm out the house, whatever, whatnot. Well, fuck you, dad. I hate you, dad, whatever, whatnot. Well, fuck you too, son. Get the hell out of my house. Son rage out the house, get in the car, you know what I'm saying? Pull off, and y'all mad or whatever, whatnot. And then, later on that night, you get a phone call from the police or whatever, whatnot, saying your son was in a bad car accident. You got to come down to the hospital. After having that conversation earlier about selling dope in the house and fuck you, dad, this and that, what do you think a real father would do? Fuck that. That's my son. I don't care about all that other bullshit. That's my son. I love my son. Even though I kicked him out the house for the stupid shit he was doing, that's still my son. Yeah, I kicked him out the house, but I ain't casting him out as being my son. Same with this, all right? This is Psalms 147 and 19. It says, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgment unto Israel. All right. So what? Let me keep reading. It says, he hath not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. So the Most High only is dealing with what? The children of Israel. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And he only showed his word, his statutes, and his commandments to the Israelites. So, not to go too far off, but briefly, I did a video on this not too long ago talking about, he gave his testimony unto the saints, right? Which are basically the Israelites, all right? The elect, 144,000, and the 1/3 are going to be the only ones that's going to get this. And that's only going to come out of what? The 12 tribes of Israel. So first and foremost, the Israelites are the only ones that's going to be able to get and understand this. So, but this was only presented unto the Israelites. Nobody else were able to even to get and break this here down, So trying to go hear this from a so-called white man as a scholar, some Asians or whatever, whatnot, trying to learn the truth about the Most High. He ain't dealing with them. You be better off going to go deal with your own people, As a real example, you can go get one of these Edomites, these so-called white men that's been learning in seminary school or whatever, whatnot, and studying hermeneutics and things like that, and all these different things for multiple years, right? Versus like somebody like me with no college education, nothing like that, run circles around him in the knowledge of this is scripture. Why? Because the Most High gave this word unto the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and mainly of the elect. All right. So nobody else is going to really get these breakdowns and these understandings of the scriptures to the full the whole scriptures, basically, Let me go over to Psalms 148 and verse 14. He exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. All right. So going into those saints, he said he exalted the horn of his people. We're going to find out who his people and his saints are. The praise of all his saints, even the children of Israel. All right. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, a people near unto him, praise ye Yahweh. All right. So the Most High has his own people that's near unto him. That's his own people. All right. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You the Most High's people, the ones that he loved. All right. This is Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, hear this word that Yahweh have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up out of the land of Egypt, saying, only you have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you of all your iniquities. So Again, the Most High only gave his law, statutes, and commandments unto who? The children of Israel, all right? And only the children of Israel and the law, statutes, and commandments, So, for instance, you have, we're not supposed to eat swan, right? The so-called white man eat swan, right? Ain't nothing really wrong with that. Nothing really happen to him eating swan and pork and stuff like that. But when our people eat it, high blood pressure, diabetes, overweight, and all these different things, all right? Because why? We weren't supposed to be doing no mess like that. That's, we have our own laws, statutes, and commandments. It's just like a father to his kids. You got your son and he playing with his little friend Jimmy or whatever, whatnot, and you tell him, look, man, don't be doing X, Y, and Z. And you come around the corner, find him doing X, Y, and Z, and you discipline your child, but then your child be like, well, what about little Timmy over there? Well, Timmy ain't my child. I told your ass not to do it. That's somebody else's problem. I'm worried about you. So the same thing here. It says, only you have I known of the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. And that's why we catch the hell that we catch now. Because why? The Most High gave us law, statutes, commandments. He gave us a guided way. Gave us a way to do certain things. But what we wanted to do, turning our back on him. All right. This is Zechariah 2:12. It says, and Yahweh shall inherit Judah, his portion in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. All right. So, hang on one second. Yeah, I'm gonna just read verse 12 for time's sake. Zechariah 2:12. For Yahweh shall inherit Judah, his portion, in the Holy Land, and shall choose Jerusalem again. So, when we're about to get redeemed, the Most High is going to take both the northern and the southern kingdom. He's going to want to put them back together, but the Most High is going to inherit his people as from before. All right. It don't say that he's going to inherit the Moabites, the Ammonites, and so on and so forth. I mean, the Most High is going to, Yahweh is going to inherit all the people of the planet Earth in subjection and slavery under Israel. But nevertheless, the people that he chose to show his law, statutes, commandments, and to love and to do all these wonderful works for is his people. It's the same with the analogy of with your children. You go with your child up in McDonald's or some shit, which you shouldn't be, and your kid be like, oh, mommy, I want a Happy Meal. Daddy, I want a Happy Meal. All right, let me go get you a Happy Meal. And then the next somebody else kid in line, well, I want this too. Well, that ain't my problem. You ask your mama for it. Ask your daddy for it. Whatever, whatnot. You got your child to take care of, and that's your business. That's how the Most High deals with us. Read one more. Let me see. Slakia. This is Isaiah 60:15. It says, whereas thou hast been forsaken and hated, so that no man went through thee, I will make thee an eternal excellency, and a joy of many generations. So, a lot of the times, people look down upon us, and pretty much everybody hate us. We've been oppressed upon let me get one more precept real quick just to tie that up. What is it? Daniel 12. Salakia. Give me 1 second. Oh, no, I know where it is. Daniel 9:12, it says, and he hath confirmed his word which he spake against us and against our judges that have judged us by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven has not been done, has been done unto Jerusalem. So out of all the people on the face of the earth, the worst of the worst has happened unto you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, all right? And so what? As we was hated amongst men on the earth, and we was at the bottom of the barrel, the Most High is about to make us the top of the top, the cream of the crop, But nevertheless, I just wanted to show that, because we hear a lot of so-called negative talk about our people. But what? The Most High only chose us and only dealt with us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the confusion of faces of our people, all right? To be his people above all the face of the earth, all people on the face of the earth, above the so-called white man, above all these other people that's all above us. We look around and see all these people like, damn, how did these damn Saudi Arabians become princes and get to drive around in Bugattis and shit, the so-called white man and this and that? Man, they all heathens, man. They less than nothing. The Most High about to do a work and a wonder amongst you. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And with that, Lord willing, that was edifying into the elect as a word of upliftment, especially to our people who don't know who they are in their position in the scriptures, Hey, man, the Most High is about to do a wonderful work with our people real soon. He's already doing one now, but hey, we about to see something we have never even perceived before coming, all right? With that, Lord willing, this here was edifying into the elect. Until next time, I say, Call Halal Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Brakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for your arc and pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong and shalom.